at the Cantina Club.
Not the intruder. Kill the intruder. As I was saying, they use doubles in every movie that Carrie Fisher's been in. So if it's just a case of a hand model or a hug shot from over her shoulder, and you see somebody's earlobe or something
as being portrayed.
Yeah, no, that's not. That's a technicality. So yeah, I think you got.
So you guys will back me. You guys will back me.
Yeah,
100%.
If this beer tries
in spite of my being a traitor, I have your back.
I will back you for half. 50 quatloos. 50 quatloos on the otter.
It is decided.
And unless the other unnamed user offers me a better deal, I will back you. Because there is a technicality there. I'm sure they're going to use a double at some point. Just bear that in mind.
Now, we only saw the one shot of Princess Leia hugging Rey, right? We saw
correct. Not that I recall, no.
I think that might have been her holding the medal.
I'm sure that's probably her holding the medal, but as far as a visual of her face,
oh my god! Unless Rey just ends up with the complete, vintage collection, and Leia gives her the medal, like Han would have wanted you to have this, along with the Falcon and Luke's lightsaber, and oh my, here's his blaster and his vest.
What did you make of Kylo Ren in the trailer? I can't remember enough of it. He didn't seem to appear very much.
No, he was overshadowed.
Just that one shot of him with the lightsaber taking down that one person.
There was no menace in this trailer except for the very, very end there.
The Emperor.
Mm-hmm.
And there really wasn't much menace. It was more about, it almost looked like the intro to a multiplayer video game or something, like explore the worlds of Star Wars. Find Death Star wreckage.
What was that shot? It looked like Kylo Ren's helmet was being reassembled.
Yeah.
Am I wrong or?
No, it sure looked like Chewbacca's hands to me. Yeah.
I don't think it's. I mean, why would it be Chewbacca for one thing, and two, the hands are hairy, but I don't think it's like Chewbacca hairy.
What are you saying? Is there anyone here who has
it's just
less than Chewbacca hairy hands?
It's some other hairy person.
Yeah, some other hairy person.
These are pristine. What are you talking about?
It was you.
It was. Why would Kylo Ren even bother putting the helmet back together? He smashed it on purpose. What is the point?
I think he smashed it on purpose only because he was embarrassed by Snoke. And then once he's like, you know what? I like the helmet. I like the menace it provides. The image creates. It ties me. It ties me to my grandfather. I'm going to use it. So.
I wonder if that's too identified with him. I was going to say maybe he gives it to someone else to be the knight of, like the leader of the Knights of Ren.
No.
The one shot we do see of him, he's not actually wearing
the helmet, right?
Speaking of the Knights of Ren, we didn't see them, did we?
No,
there's no evidence that.
I'm wondering if they're going to pull some Magneto stunt, and his helmet will now be infused with like Jedi mind blocking powers or something. It looked kind of weird. Like it didn't look like exactly like the original helmet somehow.
No.
Well, I think it only looked different because the fact that it's fused together. It's like you can see the cracks and the stuff like that, as opposed. But it still looks like the same helmet overall.
Yeah.
I mean, that was what it looked like to me anyway.
What do you make of the?
He only had one. He has to put it back together.
What was that pod racer shot?
Oh, at the beginning?
No, in the middle.
The one where there were a group of them aboard something that was racing along.
Look like a skiff, kind of.
Yeah, they look like they're on like almost like a desert sand skiff, like from Return of the Jedi, like one of those kind of only like going at supersonic speeds or something.
Or from Force Awakens,
and having blasters. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I mean,
that's a useful fellow to have along on it.
Oh, yeah. Anything that's an action adventure, you definitely need 3PO there to protect you. But yeah, I am a little worried about the absolute zero R2-D2.
I am too.
They didn't even give him like the one hero shot of his dome or anything. Usually he turns and looks or something.
Yeah, something.
Turn and look. dramatically at the camera.
Oh, you know what's gonna happen? It'll be like they found a map left by R2D2, and he's gone ahead. You know, like we have to find that little droid. And
yeah, my
Kylo looking for the little droid.
My thought is that he may be out like on some particular mission or looking for something or doing something, and that's why he's not in any of these shots.
Yeah.
He could be on the Falcon with Lando.
But keep in mind, we're only seeing 2 minutes.
Or was that the Falcon?
That was
the Falcon.
That was the
Yes.
Falcon, yeah, that he's flying.
Yes,
with
that was Chewie and Lando. What do you make of Lando? That was awesome. The moment.
Looked like he was having fun, which is
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that looked great.
That should just be the whole movie, just then flying
I
around
just
laughing.
want to know if he put the cape room into the Falcon. I want that cape room back.
Yeah, with the cape room back.
The Falcon
Han turned it into a storage closet.
Yeah, yeah. Or a best room.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think the Falcon ought to go back to Lando after seeing that shot.
Oh, absolutely. What's
in
Ray
the
gonna do with it?
So it needs to end up with Lando.
Oh yeah,
Ray
absolutely.
used it like an Uber, you know, just to get around the galaxy for a little bit. She doesn't know. She can keep that little coffin escape pod or whatever it was, that stupid thing. She can keep that. But I didn't see any costumes or anything that, like, they all looked sensible, you know, like Star Wars wear, but nothing that screams like new action figure or, you know, the new cool thing to grab your imagination. Rey was just in white, very much, you know, saying, I'm the good guy.
It's derivative of her other previous outfits in the first 2 films.
Kylo Ren was still slaughtering peasants and still wearing the same outfit. He didn't look, you know, I don't think that character was going anywhere. And racing people with his tie. It's like, I'll race you in my TIE fighter while you're on foot. It's like, oh, he just loves to win, doesn't he?
So how did the trailer match with Borgullet's predictions?
Oh, gosh.
Can you remember?
Ooh, no.
Borgullet said we would be excited.
Other than A, we'd be excited, it would get us excited for the film, and B, that it would be called Skywalkers. So when she was pretty close.
He was close on both for me.
We should have asked some more trailer-specific questions, I guess.
But the thing is, I mean, Borgullet knows the truth, but he doesn't necessarily always give you every bit of the truth.
I see.
You're finally admitting that, Corellian.
No, he can't. I mean, it's
you can't handle the
Gundark.
You can only handle lies.
That's what it boils down to. You know, not everybody can handle everything Borgullet might want to say, so he doesn't always say everything. So I hope you guys understand, because it's really not that complicated.
I don't understand.
Traitor!
I'm suspicious that we never see you and Borgullet in the same place at the same time. That beginning to wonder about that.
Borgullet is camera shy.
Okay. No, are you more excited about the movie after seeing this, or the same, or is there anything here to get you pumped? We're just initial.
I'm about the same, honestly.
All right, Gundark.
I'm excited.
I shouldn't. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, I would say that I am a little bit more excited than I was based on only 2 shots from that whole thing. 1, Palpatine's laugh, and 2,
there was no shot there.
The shot, those 2 things have me more excited than I was.
You glitched there. You said
the shot of the destroyed Death Star.
Okay, yeah, we're assuming that's what that was. I think that's what that was.
Yeah.
Which Death Star though? Was it
probably the second one? But that planet certainly doesn't look like Endor.
Yeah, it would go against the entire planet's one big forest.
Yeah, but Endor was a moon. Couldn't it have landed on the planet that Endor was a moon of?
Oh, good point.
Yeah, it could.
Good point, scientist Gundark. I want to see them roll the Death Star debris over, and there's just tons of crusty walks under there, just like incinerated, all their bones. No, but it was in the ocean.
I like your
shallow
crossover there, by the the way, Greedo.
Oh yeah, it's the 20th anniversary, so. But it was almost the exact shot, and some of those rock formations looked exactly eerily similar to Tatooine from Phantom Menace and stuff. Some of the rock formations they were standing on.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what planet they're talking about here. Where it's Jakku, is it Jeddah, is it Tatooine? You know, or is it a whole new planet that we haven't seen?
Oh, I hadn't even thought it could be Jeddah. They could be going back there to the Jedi Temple or something. Or the Kyber crystals.
I thought about that. Mm-hmm.
It could be Yavin 4. I mean, it could be Yavin 4 as well. There was the Mos Eisley Temple or whatever, the Jedi Temple there, which played a big role in the expanded universe stuff.
Are you talking about for the first Death Star?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, even though it exploded in a zillion pieces, the explosion could have been massive, and then there could have been a Hulk left that fell down eventually over years into the planet or something.
Right.
What do you make of the that opening scene? Could have been a vision, but if it's real, the Skywalker saber that was broken at the end of the last film is reconstructed, it looked like.
Yeah, it's reconstructed.
Maybe they could even have gone back to Jeddah but it still had its kyber crystal.
Yeah.
But because if you look at it, the hilt or the back and the front are the same, but the middle part looks a little different.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So she just.
So I think she just basically found the shards.
She pulled an O-ring off of R2.
Yeah.
Stuck it between the two pieces of saber.
Okay, I wanna say.
Did it still look blue to you guys, or did it look white?
It looked blue.
It looks white with a very slight hint of blue. I mean,
I'm wondering if it's going to be like white, like
that's what I'm thinking.
Gray, you know, it's like gray
because of her. That's her color now. It's going to be like this, almost like a silverish color.
So maybe it's a different saber.
No, I think it's the same.
No, it's the same. Yeah.
I'd have to look. I didn't really look too close, but it looked exactly. It looked like graphics or whatever how you pronounce that hilt.
How often did we see Finn in the trailer? Just a couple of times, right? In the hero shot, you guys.
I don't think it showed Rose either.
No, I didn't see Rose.
No, it didn't show Rose. I mean, we know she's in it. She was on the panel, but yeah, I know she wasn't in the trailer. No,
she was in the hero shot and aboard the skiff, right?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Who's the guy from Doctor Who who's in the cast in this? He wasn't in it either. Matt Smith. Matt Smith.
Oh yeah,
Matt Smith wasn't in it.
Yeah. That's interesting.
So I think the biggest shocker is the laugh, but based on teaser trailers in the past, the first teaser trailer was like, "The Force is strong in my family," and that whole speech, which would have made you think Luke was a central character and that Luke's family was a central characters, and that was a big lie. So just Palpatine laughing doesn't mean much to me. I mean, I'm a little. That's the only thing I'm excited about, but. I love Ian McDermott. Might as well give these guys more work. If you're gonna make another freaking movie, give some of the originals some more work. Why not?
Yeah.
But I think this could be going back to a bunch of the EU stuff where the Emperor had clones. It could be an old contingency plan left in place by him. That's in the Battlefront 2 game. After he died, this thing was set into motion. That he had in place in case he ever died. So it could just be another cameo. And I really like Mark Hamill's voiceover on this, and the stuff he's saying is cool. Yeah. But like I said, to me, it has the feeling of like, here's your Luke for this. What else is he going to say in the movie besides that? And you know that dialogue won't be the same.
No,
I almost think this is like him voicing over in between movies. You know, like we're not going to see that. I don't think he's really even going to be in it. So,
well, why would he have been there and been filming for weeks at a time to not be in the film?
Well, I think he'll barely be in it. I think he'll be like Obi-Wan in Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
He'll show up to just
say,
one
scene for 30 seconds and say from a certain point of view.
Goodbye.
Or they'll like when Palpatine's trying to reform from the Force. There's going to be some crap where he's trying to reform his being from the Force. He's the ghost of Luke's going to come and like hug him, and then the ghost of Leia is going to hug him or something because they got Leia hugging, and hold him so that they can destroy him or something. And they'll all die. They'll all disappear together. the Emperor and Luke, and because the comics have now established that the Emperor is basically Luke's grandfather.
Yeah.
So you've got the Emperor, Anakin, Luke, and Leia are all family. Yeah. So I think they're going to, if they're going to bring the Emperor back in any way, it's going to be a cameo. It's going to be a cameo, and yeah, that's how they'll close out the Force Ghost. Instead of giving us the yub nub, everybody happy at the end, it'll be like Luke will be like, "No one's ever really gone," as they into the light or whatever. As they drag the Emperor back from
no
ghosts, no.
There better be no Emperor hugging in this film. It's forbidden.
I'll be hugging. Oh my god!
No, it will be something like that, and then they'll go. Everything will stop, and Finn or Rose probably will go. It's true. Then the Force is love.
Celebrate.
And we are all Skywalkers. Let us rise. Let us rise together.
Celebrate the glove.
As long as I get my high fives, teddy bears, and fireworks, I'm okay.
Me too. I'm actually more excited.
We're going into speculation,
even though it's like I'm excited. I got most excited in seeing Lando back in the Falcon.
Yeah, that was really good. That was a great shot.
By side.
Let me recommend a movie to you. It's Star Trek Into Darkness. Why don't you watch that this weekend when you get a chance? Get you pumped. Just imagine Lando flying in at the end of that while Spock is beating down Khan on the spaceship, the platform that's flying through the city at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Why don't you imagine Lando coming in and like strafing some of Khan's fighters away?
Let me have my little bit of hope.
And then when Khan's just about to kill Spock, the ghost of Luke holds him back and gives him just a few seconds for Spock to win.
I'm trying to hold on.
Give it up, Gundark.
Just watch that movie. I challenge you. I'll make you $100 bet right now.
You. Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. Does anyone even remember anything from that? No, it was just hype, like this movie's been so far. Benedict Cumberbatch. I'm just referencing dude's earlier works. Sorry if you can't handle it.
Oh, good times. All right.
We should have asked how many lens flares there'll be in it.
Yes.
I know there's got to be at least one big one just for old time's sake. But no, I never answered it, but obviously I'm not that excited. So I'm not not even half chuffed for this. But hey, that was kind of cool, the Palpatine thing. But it just making me think they're just recycling again, just recycling stuff and cranking it out. But it looked pretty. But Kung Fu Ray, okay. I thought that was his girlfriend. I don't know why. Was he just trying to buzz by and pick her up and didn't see her?
Probably.
Is that their way? They just do that all the time. Like, this would be cool. I'm gonna fly by. You just jump on board. Speed of
the Star Wars universe of someone just pulling up to the driveway and honking. You know.
So what was that? Her turning around and getting set. It's like I expected 3PO with a starter pistol. All right, get ready, get set.
I do agree with you on that, though. That it did look very fan filmish at the beginning.
It did. It looked bad.
Yeah.
It looked like a cologne commercial or a perfume commercial. It's just in the air. It should have been like S.O. de Ray.
Yeah, I was going to say Essence of Ray.
The combination of vinyl, red metal, blue saber, yellow sand.
And midichlorians.
And more midichlorians have ever been assembled.
In one perfume.
Radichlorian. I will go see the movie. You know, that wasn't like a horrible trailer or anything, but it.
So it didn't make you think you don't want to see it at all.
No porn. Of course, it is a teaser trailer, not a full-on trailer. You didn't actually see scenes. It's just glimpses.
It kind of almost did give me the impression that Last Jedi didn't happen in a way. Mm-hmm. Like the only throwbacks were to The Force Awakens, so it's almost like he's just making a bookend for that movie.
Well, it would be awesome, though. I know JJ's all about time travel, so maybe he can somehow go back and make it to where Last Jedi never happened.
Spock shows
and
up.
Still have one more film to come after this. That would be my dream come true. So, thoughts on Celebration in general? Did any of you actually watch any of it, or probably not?
I watched the panel, just listening to it while I was working up until the last few minutes, and then I lost the signal, which I was going to turn it off anyway.
Yeah, so, I saw it. I also saw tons of the Star Wars show stage, the live stuff in the main room.
That was probably better.
Room. It was all right, and then I saw one of the other panels for the VR experience, Vader Immortal.
Oh, cool.
And, not so much, but just it feels like, and it's hard to judge based on a live feed versus actually being there, because you don't feel the energy, you're not there in the moment. But watching it over that, it felt like just, and you kind of said it this morning, Greedo, it's like just kind of felt dead, like there's just no energy in the room. It's just like, because it was so bad, it was so forced on this Vader Immortal panel. They'd be talking about stuff, and this poor girl who was trying to run the panel, it was literally like crickets were coming back. No matter what they would say, it would just be like no response from the crowd, and she'd be like, okay, yeah, let's hear it again for him, let's hear it. And you literally hear like and there's like 2,000 people out there, and you hear 3 people clapping individually.
They're all standing in line for the Celebration store, from what I understand. Still. So they probably missed it.
But yeah, it was so bad because they'd even say little things like, "Oh, everybody knows this character, right?" Right? Yeah. You hear that in the background, like, oh yeah, see, you know it, that's right. It's like trying to this false, excitement. It's like it's just not there, and it was really painful to watch that panel.
Oh man, that's weird. That's too bad.
So weird. Like, what is going on with this? I don't know. I thought the energy's not there.
I felt like the energy was really low in the 9 panel.
Yeah.
I mean, they made a lot of noise, but there was easily 10,000 people there, right, in that room. It was a huge room. It's an arena, and there was times where Stephen Colbert hosted it, which I like Stephen Colbert, but he seemed kind of like a fish out of water. He did okay though, but he he was mispronouncing character names and stuff. I don't know if he was doing that on purpose as a joke, or Landau Calrissian. Is that just a shtick to get everything wrong? I was going to
actually ask you guys, when did they change the pronunciation of Lando Calrissian to Lando Calrissian?
Calrissian.
People say Calrissian yesterday.
Yeah.
Since when is he Calrissian?
Billy D. Williams has always kind of had a weird twist on the name, like Calrissian. He always kind of says it a little bit I'm Calrissian.
Well, Stephen Colbert is known as a big Star Wars.
Yeah, he's a big Star Wars. I think he would know it.
You really wouldn't believe it from that panel, though. He did tell a story about seeing the first one 3 weeks before it came out and how he's been a huge fan since then. But I have a feeling he just doesn't pay very close attention. He seemed very prepared. So, but the whole thing just seemed awkward, and people just sitting there pulling a shtick. And usually at these things they go, how about we all listen to the orchestra, or how about we all walk in the other room, and there's some kind of huge surprise. And what I saw, it was just kind of dull, and there was, like I said, there was not hardly any lightsabers up in the air and stuff when they'd show the crowd. I'm used to hundreds and hundreds of them making a huge, and I think, I don't want to mention the name that shall not be named, but I think some damage has been done as far as the era of people just lining up and clapping like trained seals, like we did and like everybody did, might be damaged, and not quite that enthusiasm. I don't know that it's quite there.
Was Mark Hamill there?
Nope.
Oh.
He did send a lot of autographed 8x10s, and the staff were handing them out to kids.
In the audience. Per his request, yeah. Which I made the comment to Greedo this morning that I'm sure Topps is super pissed about that.
Yeah, right. All that.
They're saying all that money, $250 a pop, and they're just handing them out for free.
I think that was his finger, his middle finger.
Oh, I'm sure. I know that's what it is.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I won't show up, but I'll send somebody a courier with all his free autographs stuff. And the two I saw one was the twin son shot of just Luke looking, and it said like maybe forcefully yours or something, and the other one was him taking the hood off in Force Awakens, and it said "Get off my island." These little kids are like, "Oh, I gotta get off my island."
Oh, I would love to have that.
That's awesome.
Get off my
I love it. Get off my island.
I would love to have that one.
Yeah, and they gave away beanies that said 9 on them. I saw that. I saw people posting pictures of that, and I don't know if there was teaser posters giveaway like we had at Orlando, but I just remember the fervor in Orlando.
Yeah.
Where people were just like, "Oh my God, it's a religious experience!"
It was a huge deal.
And the ovations went on and on and on in Orlando. Like you could practically the whole panel was ovations. And part of that might have been because people waited in line all night and they didn't have to at this one. So you just like releasing all that crazy anticipation. But I do think we're in an era here where everybody knows something's off because even Disney has canceled all these projects and stuff. And there's no movie to look forward to after this one right now. So we know something's going on and maybe people plus I think these conventions now have become such a huge business that I know everybody there is fans, but there's also people there buying up exclusives, selling, trading. They're bartering everything.
Buy and resell,
like crazy, yeah. So it's a little cynical.
Agreed.
Part of the spirit of the last celebration, though, too, could be attributed to the 40th anniversary. And it had that amazing 40th anniversary panel.
In retrospect, thank goodness we were there for that.
Yeah.
That was like a once-in-a-lifetime thing, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, absolutely. But that's my ultimate take on what I saw a little bit just through the live feed. That I just felt like a lot of it was forced. There didn't seem to be a lot of energy, and I don't know. I think it's suffering from.
It's too big.
I wouldn't. It has gotten, I think, too big. It's almost like it's just gotten so unwieldy now to even control this. And I hear, from what I understand, the lottery system is a huge bust. They're doing that this time with all the panels. You have to sign up in advance for what panels you want to go to. And then, because I know 2 of these podcasters I listen to, they signed up for literally every panel and got nothing. Not a single panel.
Yeah, I saw lots of posts from people with 5-day passes and really expensive passes that got nothing. They didn't even get like a Funko or a Lego or
not going to a single panel.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what you do. Yeah. But the trade-off is you don't have the crazy overnight lines. You don't have all that. The lines were still huge, though. So
because people are still jockeying for, I want to be front row or second row or third row. So they're still going to line up for that. But you're not jockeying to get in.
I was checking the Facebook celebration page leading up to that panel, and there were tons of people saying they were just walking in. There were a lot saying they got their code scanned, but a lot of people just walked right past and said, "Yep, I got a code," and they handed them a ticket. And then they went and sat wherever they wanted, even though they had assigned seating. By sections, they just went and filled it. So
they even have it. Interesting.
Yeah, a lot of the crowd control stuff that they claimed they were going to do was bluffing. People just defeated it by there just being overwhelming numbers of people there.
Yeah.
I also heard that to get into the convention, they weren't even checking badges most of the time. The people could just walk in like they had their badges turned around or in their jacket. There was people going in the VIP entrance. Who had VIP badges, but nobody ever checked them. They were like in their bag or in their jacket.
Who runs the convention now?
Reed Pop.
Yeah.
Okay, Corellian, you've been to some of these before. Was there a different company running previous?
There was, but I don't recall the first 2 I went to in 2010 and 2012. I don't recall who was running it, but I can say that they did run a lot more smoothly. I didn't, there was always lines, but it just wasn't like what you guys saw in 17. That was like another level. And keep in mind, part of that is because, at least with 17, we had a new movie coming out. There was more hype going on. There were way more people there. I think at the 2012 when I went to, there was like 40,000, whereas it was closer to 70,000 at 17. So nearly twice as many people were there, and obviously that's harder to manage. But overall, especially the autographs is like the main thing I have to say were so much more smoothly run in 2010 and 2012. It was a breeze, and then it turned into the nightmare that was 2017.
Yeah, and in these kind of crowds and everything, and this much greed, and there's always going to be tons of complaints. So you have to take it with a grain of salt. But I read a lot of people complaining about tops at this one too. Not as much. I think it probably ran smoother, but I read about it being understaffed, and
sounds like 2017.
A whole lot of issues like that. But I also saw in one of my groups they posted a video of going through the entire line for Peter Mayhew. They cut every so often, but it took them a little over an hour, and it was because he was late because he's having health problems. But it still looked way smoother and way more space. In Orlando they were crisscrossing all the lines. Like you could, if there was a VIP line walking through everyone else, you could just jump in with the VIPs and just walk with them, and then nobody ever checked again. Right. You could go right to the just like you're a VIP. It was insanity. So
how did previous conventions control access to the panels?
It was all just a lineup
so
in
you
advance.
just lined up in the one you wanted to get into, and
correct. And they would have rooms off to the side that are dedicated just for the line, like for that main stage. Where we saw Mark Hamill and his tribute to Carrie Fisher and things like that. The main stage, just right off of that, they had a ballroom designed specifically with cordon ropes, specifically to snake the line, and people just started lining up usually a couple hours in advance, and everybody just stayed in that room, and then they said, okay, it's time to go, and they would lead you into the place. So
you didn't have to have wristbands, no lottery.
No, there were no wristbands, no lottery, no nothing. You just went and sat stage spot out and waited.
That just actually makes more sense.
Yeah, it's old school, but it makes sense. Yeah.
What makes more sense is doing it smaller.
Yeah.
If you can't, they're just grabbing so much money that they don't care how big a disaster it is, because there's always more people to come back who haven't experienced it, or people willing to give it another shot, or they'll say we've learned. It's too big. It's just way too big.
I agree. It's gotten way too big. I almost would like to suggest that they do, and I know there's problems with this. And do it in LA, do it in Chicago, do it in Orlando, do it in in New York, do it in because you can't help but spread. Obviously, you can't meet every single actor at the one you go to because they're going to be spread out between all five of them. But
I get you were breaking up some, but I get the gist of what you're saying is just do more of them in different locations. Kind of make it a franchise like Comic-Con trying to become, or whatever. You've got so many Star Wars guests and stuff that you can bring, and they're scattering to all these little cons and stuff. Somebody could get them under contract and reimburse them properly and do that, but it's just become such a beast, and sadly,
it really has.
Greed, I think, is the motivating factor for most of it. And so you've got this incredible optimism and passion of the fans that's reflected in them, all their enthusiasm and craziness, and then you've got this incredible cynicism and greed on the other end of it that tends to mask itself with that passion, when their true passion is really for the money. So I'm a little jaded and cynical, so it's hard for me to enjoy some of these things when I see people getting abused and they're so excited about it. It's like you really should have a little higher expectations, but I would still love to be there. It looks like a cool time, just even to hang out to see
That's
everybody.
the thing. I mean, at least just to be there to kind of soak in the atmosphere, walk around and see the show floor and that kind of stuff. That I would love to see. It was like we were, messaging about the other day. It's like we did another one. That's the way I'd want to do it.
Yeah.
Not even worry about the panels and all that kind of stuff, because you can see all that stuff live feed anyway, and just go in and soak it in, just kind of walk around and take in the atmosphere, and that's what I really like about it.
Yeah, all the fans, all the costumes, just all that stuff. But when you look at the panels I've seen so far for this one, it's just a pale comparison to what we had in Orlando.
There
was multiple panels a day. We were missing stuff that we really want to see. And when you see John Knoll showing deleted scenes from the original Star Wars, you know, and stuff. I mean, that's pretty awesome. I don't have anything like that that I've seen so far. They have like they're just focusing on a few panels, I guess. But I was reading on here while you were talking. I was paying attention to what you're saying, but I sent you guys a link. Evidently, there is something right at the end of the panel. I sent you guys a link to the panel, and you might want to look at this real quick. I'm on 1 hour 24 minutes mark, which is the end of the trailer. And evidently there's a cameo or something right at the end of this that was live on somebody posted the time. So if you guys open that and scroll your bar over to 1 hour 24 minutes.
Right at the end of the trailer. Okay.
Yeah. I'm at 124:34, but I mean, you know, I don't think you can get that precise.
Okay.
You there, Corellian?
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
Okay. Tell me when you're ready. We can watch this.
I got it.
124:34.
Yeah, that's what I'm on. Yeah, 124:34.
Okay.
All right. Everybody hit play on 3, 2, 1, go. I saw December. Okay, there's the title. Blue or purple? I can't tell.
Blue.
There's people underwhelmed.
Lightsabers.
Yeah, there's like 5. There's a lot of phones. There's way more phones out than lightsabers. Everybody looks like, okay. Confirmed.
Confirmed.
Oh, look at him. Killer.
Absolutely confirmed.
He's soaking in the moment.
Roll it again.
Oh. I love it. That gave me goosebumps. Oh wow,
okay, now
that
I'm
was
excited.
awesome. All right. So we have confirmation.
I guess that they showed the trailer again there, and there's probably nothing at the end of it.
I love you did that in character. That was perfect.
Yeah, that was
Wrote it again.
Is that what he said, bro?
Yeah. Wrote it again.
I like how he looked like he was enjoying himself there.
Yeah, he was kind of soaking it in there for a second and just kind of laughing at the ludicrousness of it all.
That's the theater actor.
Yeah, exactly. It's like these people want me to talk in the Emperor voice.
Yeah. It's like my famous line is Nike ad, do it.
Just do it.
Have you heard the tragedy of a Shakespearean actor saying do it over and over?
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Okay, that was neat. But I mean, you'd expect a little more for being there, but that is a cool touch. That's a very, very cool touch. One of the best guys ever. Okay, so any final thoughts on the trailer?
No.
Just the fact that I don't even care about watching it again. I watched it twice. I'm like, okay, moving along.
Yeah.
It's not their fault, really. It's that middle movie just dampened my enthusiasm for these characters so much. I would have been more excited to see new characters in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's odd. We didn't see any new people, did we?
I don't think so.
Not at all. And we know
well, there is one, but she wasn't in the trailer.
Yeah.
They're not. There was the peasant in rags that Kylo was slaying. That could have been someone. He'll have an action figure.
He'll have an action figure.
Judonadu. There's 2 seconds of wearing rags. Why does Kylo Ren always killing poor people and old people? What's its problem? It was probably an old poor person. He just goes to Social Security.
I think it was high school.
Look how
it was
old.
high school economics teacher.
About time you died. You don't have a mask as nice as this one, do you? Or okay. Any final thoughts? Or are we done?
I'm good.
I am too.
All right, Gundark's excited. 1 out of 3
Yeah,
isn't bad.
I'm good. Luke's voice.
She's good. I'm slightly more excited. And Greedo is even less excited than he already was.
We got Luke's voice, Princess Leia's theme, Lando and Chewie in the Falcon again, and the Palpatine at the end. I mean, nothing else to get me excited enough for.
I always have the hope that he will win this time. There's always that slight chance that this will be all about him. This will be his saga. He just didn't appear for a couple of films. He could win. It's possible. All right. Well, that's our trailer and celebration discussion reaction video. Roll it again, I guess, is our new phrase. Roll it again. Roll it again. He's talking about he's taking a big fat joint. That would be hilarious. Roll it again. Vader, don't bogart.
I told you about bogarting.
Your clumsy vinyl fingers cannot roll it like this. Blame Obi-Wan. All right. On that note, we'll see you in the next meeting.
I'll see you soon. Enjoy Game of Thrones.
Goodbye.
All right. Bye.
You're now at the Cantina Club.
God.